Let's talk about AI, shall we? AI. A few weeks ago, I opened a WhatsApp to message a few friends, as one does. So I open up WhatsApp, and on the top, I see there's a weird blue purplish circle instead of the search bar or the search icon, and which seemed kind of new to me. It said, ask Meta AI. So I was like, oh wait, did WhatsApp just come up with their AI, like Llama, whatever Mark Zuckerberg was cooking in his weird lab? That was the case, and I was kind of happy that now that WhatsApp has AI, instead of me trying to remember the address that somebody sometime sent me and now I can use to send a birthday gift, now instead of remembering a snippet of an address that my friend sent me a few months ago, which I can now use to send a birthday gift, I can just ask WhatsApp that, hey, what's this person's address, because they have sent it to me and it can read my messages. I thought that was the logical thing that WhatsApp would have AI for, but ignore my battery percentage. But I opened up Meta AI and I searched, tell me this person's address. And this is what Meta AI replied. I cannot provide the address of a private citizen. If you're trying to contact someone, you might want to try reaching them out that respects their privacy. Brother, they are like, I am a part of their private life. I know their address. Like, you don't need to tell me about morality and privacy policy. Like, they sent me their address. I know the address. I just forgot. So can you just search that for me? You are literally in my search bar. But sadly, it does not do that. So let's see what it can do. So if you see the screen, it suggests that I ask Meta AI, imagine natural makeup, tips for public speaking, imagine chess in space, create a TV character, NYC street art history. So let's say create a TV character profile, craft a TV character profile, right? So here's the whole thing. Name Alexandra Alex Thompson, 32, Detective Homicide Division. Bro, who, I turned into an owl. Who is going to open up WhatsApp to search something? We already have Google. What? And if you want to make a search engine kind of an AI, do it separately. Why put it in my WhatsApp? And WhatsApp is not all that they did. Well, they also put it in Instagram. And I thought, well, in Instagram, I can at least search let's say like reels, right? I can write some kind of a reel description and it can use the AI, which is apparently really great and is going to solve humanity's all problems, to pick out the reel that I'm trying to search for. So I search a reel where the dogs act with a human voice, and it gives me a video idea on how to make it. Bro, just give me the reel. And by the way, if you guys are still curious about which reel I'm talking about, the account is called Grizzly Bane, amazing creator. She's hilarious. I love her stuff. But anyways, the problem with AI is it's currently there's so many things that they could have done. Like this is I'm particularly talking about Meta AI because this one pissed me off the most. But it seems like all the AIs are trying to do something which is not solving anything. So before I start off with my rant of what AI could do better, well, let's discuss what it does good already. So let's start with listing off the things that I think that AI does very well. Article writing, image generation, a bit of coding. So now obviously there are subsets of these things, but this is generally what I think AI is pretty good at and can be helpful. So let's talk about article writing first. So article writing is something like I give it a topic and it spits out a whole paragraph, right? So Now, the thing is, it is good at making up stuff. You can give it a topic, you can give it an excerpt, you can give it a whole paragraph, ask it to rewrite it, or ask it to summarize it. It understands the content that is given to it very well. But the stuff that it comes up with may not always be accurate. You have to list out each and everything that you need it to do, and it'll do it very well. So I was a master's student till like, I don't know, 4 months ago. Damn, it's been long. But basically I used it a bit, not the whole thing, a bit, to kind of help me with my research thesis. And it was good at, as I said, making stuff up. So I gave it things like write a research paper intro to a thesis talking about interaction design for augmented reality. Now it spits out a lot of text and it is pretty good. It says augmented reality has emerged as a groundbreaking technology and stuff like that. And a lot of this is kind of great. And then I can be like, include references and citations. So as you can see, it gives out a lot of references, right? And it kind of looks good, right? There's nothing much to complain about. What I'll do is I'll copy some of it and I'll search the whole thing, right? So the reference was Billinghurst M and Dunser A. I'm butchering these names so bad. 2012. Augmented reality in a classroom computer. Augmented reality in a classroom computer. A. Dinser and M. Billinghurst, July 2012. So this one was great. That one reference was pretty good. Nothing to complain about. I can, even if I don't really agree with the whole thing that it is saying, what I can do is I can look at the reference myself, look at what it has written, and kind of come up with my own thing. And this kind of helps me to bounce back ideas and kind of go to and fro with the AI itself and come up with a better writing than I could have done by myself. But the problem is, if we come down to the 6th reference which it has given, Pook M, I'm so sorry whoever names I'm butchering. I don't know how to read some of them. Hakala, I won't try. 2012, designing effective augmented reality user interfaces in proceedings of the 16th International Academic Mind Trek Conference, pages 169 to 176. So I searched for the same thing. I just copied the whole thing. I searched for it and it was a very specific search. So if there was exactly a paper written with the same year, same authors, same title, it would come up for sure, right? And the first result is actually nowhere even close. I mean, this just tells me there probably doesn't exist a paper for which it has given me a reference for. You can see that I searched the same thing that it gave me from the first reference, and it is literally the exact same thing, and it comes up very easily, multiple times actually, from multiple websites. But when I search the other thing, it doesn't come up. In simple words, I'm not going to go into too much detail, but what exactly happens with AI is that after it reads through your question, the whole question, it types a letter. So a lot of answers, let's say it starts with T, then it kind of guesses what is going to come next. So it doesn't know what it's going to write. It kind of goes through its whole library, thinks about, okay, there's a lot of H after T's in a lot of words. So it prints H and then looks that, okay, there's a lot of E's and then prints out the. And then it kind of keeps guessing word by word, letter by letter, and gives you an answer. Now, there's no feedback loop that goes back to ChatGPT and checks if this answer is correct or wrong. And that does not help in fixing the answer. You can ask the AI, write a video script as Chewbacca, and it probably will do a great job because there's effectively no facts involved. So you can see this scene opens up with Chewbacca sitting in the cockpit of the Millennium Falcon. So it knows that it has big furry fingers. It growls, but as you can see, it is a pretty good script. It's pretty funny. It hits the right points, but it's a very open script. Like, there's no fact stated. There is nothing that you can be like, oh, this is particularly wrong. But when you get granular and particular about a few facts, that's when AI can absolutely fumble. It's the same with numbers. I'm not sure after ChatGPT 4.0, 4.0, whatever came out. And I think they said that we are focusing on more on the calculation part. So if somebody asks a maths equation, it looks as if it's a maths equation or not, and then solves it instead of like sending it through the LLM model to then guess the answer. I would rather still Google and refer Wikipedia than actually refer ChatGPT that, hey, ChatGPT told me this, so it probably can't be wrong. Now, let's go to the next thing AI is pretty good at, which is image generation. So there's a lot of controversy regarding image generation. Like, is it ethical? Are they crediting the artist or not? I'm not gonna get into that discussion right now, but Midjourney by itself is a great product. Like, I'm on Midjourney's showcase page, I think. So these images are so sick. Like, look at this. Like, this is so cool for like stock photos or initial concepting, or like just, you know, personally, if I can't find an artist who makes art which I would like to print and keep in my house, I can open up Midjourney, generate something of my own of exactly what I like, and then keep a print at my house. But that is all it is good for. Like, image generation with AI has gotten so good, but I'm really not sure what is exactly the use, because images generated by AI still kind of have that touch. Like, you can tell. I mean, they can be really sick. In a real world scenario, the use case I can think of is mostly stock photos, initial concepting, like kind of presenting your ideas. Like, if you're an artist and you work in a company, you're presenting multiple solutions or like multiple concepts. You can generate those concepts on Midjourney instead of making it yourself all the time to present to the stakeholders and then kind of get a feedback and then do it on your own. Let's talk about the last point, which was, I think, coding. Let's go back. Yeah, that was coding. So I can go back to ChatGPT, ask it to write algo for bubble sort in Python. I'm not into coding as much. I did use ChatGPT a bit for a few of my projects, like to write some CSS or HTML. But yeah, from what I can see on this right now, it's pretty good at coding. I feel it's pretty good at coding. But if you're feeding it something complex, even in coding, I would say it's better that you already know what to do and you're just using the AI to help you write it faster instead of you just writing it all from scratch. Because then if the code is wrong, you can at least verify and where is it wrong and then fix that. So a lot of human touch is still required in AI. And that, I feel like these are the things that AI does good. And you still need to do a lot of hand-holding still. And the way that people are kind of proposing AI to be that all-in-one solution is such a piece of like, there's no way that, like, focus the whole thing. You know what? Let's come to the point where I discuss how AI can be better and why is it so bad. I mean, for some reason, everybody in the whole tech industry is trying to make AI sound human. For some very weird reason. Sounding like human? I don't know what problem is it solving. Imagine the things you want to do with AI. Like, imagine a day in your life where AI could be helpful. Like telling you the directions on the map when you want to ask some facts, like what is the weather, is it going to rain, or I don't know, what's the score of a certain game that you're following, or something along the lines, right? And AI sounding like a human doesn't exactly help that cause. Sounding like human, in my opinion, should be the least of your concern. In article writing, I get that, okay, you have to sound like a human so that feels as a human wrote that article. I get that. But as voice assistants, because if you see the most recent Google I/O in 2024 or the ChatGPT 4.0 event, it was all based on how well AI can copy the tonality and the expression in the voice, just like a human. But bro, I don't want a human. I want facts. I want the job to be done. Me asking weather and my AI replying to me in a flirty voice doesn't change the weather. It just simply doesn't. If it's 25 degrees sunny in Toronto with a slight chance of rain, just give me 25 degrees. Highest would be 27, lowest would be 14. You should carry an umbrella. That's it. Oh, you're asking for the temperature? Let me think. I do not care what you think. Tell me the exact facts. Like, all of that preface to giving me the temperature doesn't help the outcome. And the funny part is AI can get the outcome wrong because it doesn't know if the fact it's stating is right or wrong. As I said, there's no feedback loop, and MKBHD has stated this so many times in his podcast and his videos, and I could not agree with him more. Even recently, I don't know how many days ago this podcast came, this interview with Sundar Pichai that Verge did. Let me play this clip from the Verge interview that was done with Sundar Pichai. I'll state a point after that, but it's so funny that this happened. In the following clip, you're going to see Nilay Patel talk to Sundar Pichai about language versus intelligence. So I'll let him ask the beautiful question.
But I figured I would start with an easy one. Do you think language is the same as intelligence?
Wow, it's not an easy question. I don't think I'm the expert on it.
Language versus intelligence. Just claps to Nilay for asking that, because he asks the same thing that I was frustrated by, and I'm pretty sure many other, that why is there so much focus on getting the AI sound more intelligent in their language than actually being intelligent? Yes, getting a language figured out in itself proves some kind of intelligence, but it is absolutely not the point of getting an AI to work properly. I really would implore you guys to go and check out that interview. But it was just, I'm so glad that a lot of people are talking about this, because this is not sounding as a human, does not help an AI be more useful. I do not want a human response. I want the correct response, except for those weird AI girlfriend apps and like maybe a therapy app. I absolutely do not see the reason why AI sounding human is useful. I might be wrong. Feel free to correct me in the comment section below, but it is absolutely mind-boggling that companies are focusing on that. AI already works so well in the background, like Grammarly while you write an email, or the autocorrect on your iPhone keyboard. Well, some people don't like the autocorrect, but Slack, when you send a video on Slack, it transcribes and gives you a proper transcript. Those are all things in the background. I do not have to do an extra step to access that feature. So why does every AI assistant or every AI feature need to be a separate chat application or a chat page? Like, why do I need to open it up and talk to it? Just do the thing I'm asking you to do, and please do not answer like a child trying to fill up a 10-mark question with random stuff before and after the point. Just give me a to-the-point answer, and or just do the thing I'm asking you to do. You'll be done. That's pretty much it. So, in a single point, stop trying to be human. I can see a situation where somebody who's probably not that familiar with tech, like a child or someone elderly trying to communicate, and they cannot find a perfect setting. Like, let's say they cannot find where to lower the brightness of the screen. They just type it out to some kind of AI and the AI does it for them. But then also, it should be a command and the job should be done instead of replying how to do it. Like, how to do it helps, but might as well just do it instead of replying how to do it. Let's move on to the part where I talk about how I think AI can be useful. I was thinking AI is pretty good at doing everyday kind of stuff which you have to do manually, right? And I was thinking, what are the most things that I do manually? So I was thinking I do download a lot of things from the internet, and I'm not talking about weird things, okay? I'm talking about like stock music or like an image to use for my work. Stop being weird. just stop. So what I'm basically trying to say is, let's say I download a file and the file is my driver's license, right? So I know that this is my driver's license. Obviously, like most of the times when you download something from a government website, it is actually named as something like form ABC1234.pdf. It is some random name, and organized people, unlike me, name their files once they download so that they can probably search it using that name, or they place it in a folder where they know, okay, this is the folder I need to go in to see my documents. But a lot of people that I've seen did not change the name of the file they download. They just remember, I think it was in here, and they kind of remember the first few letters and they try to search it using that. An operating system level AI could see what file you downloaded and change the name automatically to name it driver's license 2024. That is such a simple thing to do, and I'm pretty sure any AI can do it right now. But I don't know why it doesn't. It actually feels like such an easy job to do, but for some reason it doesn't do that. You would think that people must have figured this out very easily because this is an actual problem that people have, but people are trying to make their robots sound like human because fantasies and fetishes. Another great $1 million idea that I had is, what if Apple wallets could segregate my expenses into certain group categories or groups, like all the clothes that I buy in one place for a month and all the money I spend eating out in one group. It knows all my expenses. So let's say these are all my cards, and then it splits it out, all my expenses into 3 groups: groceries, bills, rent. If it segregated all my expenses into these groups, I could see where I spent the most and where I can probably save. It can also see, and this way I might get better at budgeting, or I would just be depressed by knowing how much I actually spend on things that I shouldn't be spending on. A lot of apps do this for you. Like a lot of budgeting, expense management apps, you have to open the app yourself. You have to put in the details, where you went, how much you spent, and you have to manually input all those things. It just feels so unnecessary. Basically, your phone can do a lot already. I don't want to talk about all the hardware products that AI companies are trying to make. It just doesn't make sense. Your phone can do so much already. Just implement these things and you'll be good to go. Keep these things in the background. And the last thing that I can think of AI doing well is checking if you enjoy the video and subscribing to the channel by itself automatically. But it can be very useful if and only if the big tech companies can stop fulfilling everybody's weird AI fetishes. That's it for this video. If you liked it, hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. See ya!